There are so many great reasons why you should be using learning centers in your classroom. Not sure if learning centers are right for you? In today's episode, I share 5 reasons why you should be using learning centers in your classroom. Stay tuned. What's up, educational rock stars? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Farah, and here on my channel, I strive to bring actionable tips and strategies for teachers and teacher creatives to take back into their classrooms or their online edupreneur business and make their lives a little easier. And along the way, I like to share a little entertainment from my life as a full-time traveling edupreneur. Learning centers can be overwhelming to implement in the K-5 classroom. However, the benefits to utilizing learning centers in your classroom far outweighs any struggle that you might have in the beginning to get them going. The tips I'm going to share with you today are designed to show you why you should implement learning centers in your classroom. The first reason that you should be using learning centers in your classroom is it allows your students to use their excess energy. Now, I'm not talking about the type of excess energy that you would see out on the playground. However, by utilizing learning centers in your classroom, your students are able to get up and move to a different area of the room to work, and they're possibly maybe able to sit on the floor, get out of their desks, and not be constrained to having to sit still in one place and work. This allows them to maybe get out some of that excess energy, get hands-on with some materials, and learn in the process. The second reason that you should be utilizing learning centers in your classroom is it gives your students an opportunity to take some risk without the fear of failure. Now, I talk a lot about allowing your students to struggle through problems and how they need to overcome that fear of failure. And learning centers is a perfect place for them to take some risk in their learning and in activities that may be difficult for them to do, but at the same time giving them the opportunity to get some enrichment or some review on skills they need. And it gives them the opportunity to do that without the fear of failure, because my philosophy is that center work should never be graded. It's there for review and enrichment and to give you, the teacher, a tool to use to gauge where your students are at in their learning. But again, because students are able to do it without that fear of failure, they're more likely to take a risk and try something even when it's difficult. The third reason that you should be utilizing learning centers in your classroom is that it gives your students a chance to understand the social world, develop those relationships and social skills that they'll need in life. By working with learning partners in their learning centers, they're learning how to communicate, how to share, how to take turns, and all of these are vital skills that they're going to need in their educational journey as well as life in general. By utilizing learning centers, your students are able to develop those skills because they're working with learning partners. They're having to learn all of those skills that I mentioned before within the learning center process. Now, the fourth reason that you should be utilizing learning centers in your classroom is it does give your students an opportunity to be independent. Your students have to learn how to function within your learning center's management rotation system independently so that they can get things done. They're tasked with responsibility of making sure that they stay in the center they're assigned to. They're tasked with the responsibility of making sure that they get the work done that's inside the center activity, and it gives them the opportunity to work independently from you, because a good center management rotation does not require you to be following and monitoring them every step of the way. A good learning center's rotation management system is going to allow you to stay in your small group instruction, and your students are functioning without you there to guide them along the way. So it does allow your students the opportunity to work independently and gain some independence in their learning. Now, as I said before, learning centers should be used for review and enrichment. And learning centers are the perfect opportunity for you, the teacher, to differentiate the learning that's going on in your classroom. With learning centers, you can put activities in the center for your high students and for your lower students and for those bubble students that are able to do some of the things but need to be pushed a little further. And the learning centers give you the perfect opportunity to do this. You can put multiple activities in the center. You can assign those activities based on a color group or your reading group, so that they know when they get to a specific center which activity belongs to them, which one they should be working on. Or you can even pair your students to where you may have a higher student working with a struggling student, so that that higher student and more advanced student can help the struggling student along, and you can provide enrichment activities along the way for them as well. But learning centers are a perfect opportunity for you to differentiate that instruction, not to mention that by utilizing learning centers, you are going to be able to really hone in on that small group instruction where you're pulling students to your teacher table to work one-on-one or in a smaller group setting, so that you can really dive into the skills they need to work on, giving your students that ultimate differentiated instruction. Now, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 key features that learning centers must have for them to be successful and implemented correctly in your classroom. I'm also going to be sharing with you some of the biggest mistakes that I made in my own classroom in my educational career as a teacher, and I'm going to be sharing those mistakes with you, and I'm going to be sharing with you how I corrected those mistakes and what I developed and what I discovered were those 3 key features that my own center rotations were missing and how I fixed it. Now, if you'd like to get a jump start on this, I want to invite you to come join the Learning Centers Made Easy waitlist. This program is a program that I have developed over the course of 20 years in education, 16 of those in the K-5 classroom, and it is a program that is going to show you from start to finish how to successfully implement your learning centers. Now, if you would like to get some more information, you can jump over to the link. I will leave that link in the description down below, where you can join the wait list and be notified when the next enrollment opens. But like I said, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 key features and 3 big mistakes that I made in my own classroom. So you're definitely going to want to stick around and check that out. If you're looking for more tips and strategies for your classroom, check out the videos on your screen. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can learn how to bring out that inner educational rock star and make your teacher or teacher creative life a little easier. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you get notified whenever we go live or upload a new video here on the channel. Until next time, keep being an educational rock star.